What is going on, you guys? I'm just on a little rant today, a little complaining. I don't know if I'm complaining. I'm just pointing something out. Actually, this is not really so much a complaint or a bad rant. I'm just something that I've seen that's kind of, I don't know. It depends what I don't know what I think. It's just kind of, but it's been true forever. Okay. So what we got here is we got here a New Jersey ballot. It's from last year. It's a local ballot. There are some senators up for legislature people up, and a couple commissioners. And on the other side, there's a question and some board of ed stuff from local. Now, just so you know where I'm coming from, my dad used to run in this column here in the 70s. He would appear as one of these names over here, and et cetera, et cetera. These people were the other people on the other side of town. It was kind of funny because they were like on the other side of town, and there you go. And we were the good guys, and we were fighting and everything else. And it was fun. It was a great thing as a kid because there was parties and big things and balloons. I remember the 70s, in 1976, I believe, it was like the bicentennial. So there was all of America was full of red, white, and blue everywhere. Without any kind of like, it wasn't like red, white, and blue after a tragedy like 9/11. It was red, white, and blue. I remember we used to go down to the water. We live in New Jersey, right? To see, let's go look at the ships. My dad would take us down during that summer. I think probably I don't know what exactly, but I assume it was 1976. So it was a wonderful time to be a kid in the 70s at that bicentennial. But as I got older, right, you just you go to college, you learn things, you realize God isn't what your mom told you necessarily, and these are not necessarily the bad guys. I don't know what they teach now. I think they do teach that these are the bad guys. There were a lot of professors, but you learn in your own mind if you're open-hearted, right? It's like, and it kind of like these kind of like this is sort of like, hey, the things are running, they're running smooth. Let's just keep them running. We'll put out fires and take care of things. And this is like, now we're gonna try everything, and things can be better, and of course, things can always be better, right? So that always kind of works, is to say, let's always try to, hit the edge. And so I've come to a nice conclusion where a little bit of nice, good management, solid, level headed, clear thinking mixed with a little bit of nonsense and craziness and like, let's try something different. And because let's say we run an ice cream store for 30 years, right? Well, there's going to be new machines that operate a lot differently than the old machines. Maybe there's some flavors, or maybe some regulations have changed the consistency because of ingredient I don't know, making stuff up, right? But you know how it goes. So so I've learned that we need all this stuff, right? I'm just saying this so you know where I'm coming from. I guess I'm not really crazy ranting, but So if you can kind of back up and, like, I think a bad baseball team is deserving of your undying loyalty. These people are definitely not. These people are not deserving of loyalty like your local basketball team, or like the awful band that you watch on Saturday night at the local bar. They deserve your undying loyalty, not these people. Although I have to say, this person has actually specifically helped me in a really bad situation, and the governor from this side has helped me too. So again, that's where I'm coming from. Now, here's the problem. Not a problem, but here's the issue. What does this column right here represent, right? This column, these are people. Here's a specific, this guy's name. I'm sorry, Lucille. Whoever it is, right? This person's name, specific names, right? Here's the titles, specific titles, right? But what you have up here is a hodgepodge of stuff, right? You got a specific party name. You have a general party description, because the party name is Democrat, right, with a capital D, not Democratic. Democratic is a adjective and should be a lowercase, because there is no Democratic Party. It's Democrat Party. Republican Party is if there are quotes, is specifically Republican. This is write-ins. What are you going to write for write-ins? So I guess there is like as soon as you get to this point, you can sort of just hodgepodge around with this column, and it doesn't have to be consistent. But what's hilarious is that if you're like, if I'm running in this column, right? If I know my name's going to appear in this column, what am I going to do? I am going to talk up democracy, man. All you're going to hear from me is democracy. Like if I run in this column and I have an opponent in this column, all I'm going to be talking about is this opponent. If you elect this opponent, look, they are non-democratic, right? I'm from the Democrat Party. I am democratic, okay? But I'm also from the Democrat Party. These people are not democratic, and they're from some other party, right? So what happens is if I don't really think very much, the answers become clear. When I look at this ballot, whether I look, especially if I've never looked at it, if I just walked into the booth, right? This is just a description. This is not an actual party. This is like, look, it's like, look, if you want to keep things going as you've known them in this Republican, it's a Republican democracy because we appoint a small number of people to do what we assume are the will of the people. So they are representing our democratic principles. But at the heart, the modifier is Republican, the modifier is representative, the object is democracy, right? So anything else that's not democratic, why would you ever vote for, especially, look, you got to understand, this is not a Democratic candidate. I'm from the Democrat Party. I can tell you, I'm a Democratic candidate, okay? Well, I don't know what they are, but they're not Democratic, and they're not from the Democrat Party. So I don't know what they are, and what they're going to do is probably just undemocratic, right? They're going to be dictators and everything. They're going to mandate a bunch of things. They're going to lock people in their houses, right? Not like what we would do, right? Because we're democratic. And these other people, well, okay. So, I'm being a little sarcastic, a little facetious there, maybe a little stilted. But the thing is that now I understand why I hear people saying, oh, if anybody from this thing gets elected, it's going to be against Democrat. Our democracy's gone, right? Because there's no. This is the column of America. This is the American. Why else would it be the first column? First column is look. Here's our Democratic American candidates. Then here's all the other crap. That's basically what this, and it says it all. I'm sure every place. When my dad, I have bumper stickers, right? I told you my dad ran in this column. His bumper sticker says, I don't know, I have it somewhere special, because I don't have many. I think I have a couple, but his thing says Democratic, vote Democratic. Right? Why would you not vote Democratic? I mean, he's not saying vote for my Democrat Party. He's saying vote Democratic. And then when you go in there and you're just like, hey, man, I got on a bus and people took me down to vote. And I'm just like, here's the number. Why else wouldn't, the first choice, here's the American candidates. They're Democratic. Just vote for what you got in this column. The problem is this column is actually a party. It's not a principle. It's not this is a party, obviously. But this one is not obviously a party. And that's what bothers me. Because people who don't know any better, and people are smart. People are smart. You can see that when you put them in juries, because when the prosecutor says, I want you to, judge this person based on these 4 or 5 principles, whether they cross the line past here. People are very diligent about that in juries. And so when you ask even if you ask somebody who came in here illegally through the border and said to them, I don't know, do you think it's right for, if you want to say something for, you not to be able to say it out loud? And they would say, no, that doesn't make any sense. You should be able to express. So the thing is that this is not a thing of principles. This is a party. This is just individuals generally. And this is, actually there's, there is libertarians don't even get their, they don't even get their own. Look at this, that's a party. Shouldn't they get their own at least column? And then shouldn't this be their write-in? Nomination by petition. All right, I don't know how this works. Anyway, so I'm going off, and I'm just kind of. So you see my point. All right. If I was like, because I buy and sell, I don't really sell, but I pretty much invest in stocks when I can. Um, I would invest in this right here, even if this was a better product, or well, I would have to look closely if this was a really good product. But I don't think this is that great of a product these days. This is really not like this isn't these are not necessarily the great managers, and these certainly people are not freaking open to new things. Something's not right. So the thing is, you can't just say, "Oh, vote for this adjective or this party. Vote for this general category of people, or vote for this specific party." Come on, man. I mean, these people kind of are a joke because I wish there needs to be a stronger. This Okay, so now this is the rant part because they're so freaking weak. I freaking despise these weak All right, anyway, that's it. I think I'm just going to leave it right there at that because I think that's plenty. What do you think? All right, so forgive me if I've offended you or anything because I'm just sharing this with you, right? All right, so you guys take it easy. Have a great day, and I will catch you, somewhere around Rebound.